to today's video. I am super excited to be able to share with you all 14 of the newly released Too Faced Melted Latex Liquefied High Shine Lipsticks today. I showed you guys on Snapchat last week, but I received a very generous PR box from Too Faced, which included these lipsticks. I was super excited because I have been very curious to play around with these. So I have been playing with them for several days. I didn't want to do a first impressions. I wanted to kind of play with the shades, see how the formulation wore throughout the day before I gave you my full review. So today I am going to share with you my thoughts, talk about the formula, and I'm also going to do lip swatches of all 14 of the colors so you can see how they look on the lips. So first things first, these do retail for $25 Canadian. There are 14 shades available in the line, as I mentioned. There is also a Melted Latex Liquefied High Shine Lipstick Lip Topper, which will really amp up the glossy factor with these, which, as you can probably tell, is already quite high. There's a really nice variety of shades. There's everything from nudes to brights, corals, pinks, reds, and you've even got some fun like purple shades. So I really do appreciate the variety of shades. I really do think that there's a color to suit everyone in the line. The formulation of these is very unique. I really don't have anything in my collection to compare them to. The closest thing that I could think of would be the Anastasia Beverly Hills glosses, but they definitely aren't as thick or opaque as these. So closest I have, but nothing really compares, nothing is dupable with these, at least in my collection. Here's the thing, these are incredibly thick. They are a little bit tacky on the lips. Actually, on the Too Faced website, they describe these as having a honey-like texture, and I think that is the perfect way to describe them. They're not quite as sticky as honey, but they definitely have a bit of a stick to them. So if you're not into sticky lip glosses, these probably won't be for you, but if you don't mind that, like myself, you might really enjoy these. These are definitely some of the longest wearing lipsticks that I have in my collection, and I've said this so many times, and if you've watched like any of my first impressions videos where I've taken you throughout the day, you probably noticed that my lipstick wears off within a couple of hours. These I can get a good 4 to 5 hour wear out of without having to touch up, which is pretty huge for me. Usually it's about 2 hours and whatever is on my lips has disappeared. That being said, I definitely noticed that they're there. They are thick, they have that honey-like texture. They do have a doe foot applicator, and because the product is quite thick and rich, I mean, the product sticks to the doe foot very easily. You don't have to like dig in here and swoop around for a lot of product. It picks up a nice amount of product on one swipe, and really it only takes about one go around to get that really full opaque look. One other thing I really appreciate about these is that my lips are very pigmented. They are very red, and I love the look of a nude lipstick, but it's hard for me to find one that looks true to color in the tube on my lips, because the color of my real lips always kind of comes through and changes the color of the lipstick. That's always frustrating. These you will hopefully see when I do the lip swatches stay true to the color in the tube on my lips. You definitely won't need to go in with a concealer and, you know, kind of erase out your natural lip color before applying these. These are true to the color in the tube on your lips on their own, which I do appreciate. One other thing I do want to mention about these is that they are not budge proof. If you're going to be drinking coffee or wine or tea or water, pick your poison. You're definitely gonna leave a lipstick mark on your glass. These are not kiss proof. I would not have a major makeout session with someone. However, that being said, you can probably tell, even though there's a lot of product on the cup, there's still a lot of product on my lips, which is pretty impressive. Personally, I love the look of a high shine, very glossy looking lip. Matte lipsticks just aren't my personal cup of tea because they always emphasize the dry spots on my line. The dry spots and the lines on my lips. I feel like a glossy finish just looks a little more flattering on me. The payoff is the texture. If you don't like that honey-like texture, as I said before, maybe not for you, but if you don't mind that, these are beautiful. I mean, oh, so beautiful. So the shade that I have on right now is called Hopeless Romantic. It is the nudist of the bunch. And I'm gonna go ahead and apply the Melted Latex Liquid High Shine lipstick on top just to show you guys how you can really amp up the glossy factor here. So that is the added gloss on top. Hopefully you can tell, but it just gives this really beautiful, almost mirrored like wet finish. I love love the look of this. Also, you don't just have to use this on top of the liquid latex lipsticks. You could also apply it to the top of any of your other lipsticks in your collection just to add that added shine and glossy factor. I'm not able to achieve this much of a glossy finish with any of the other products in my collection, so I'm definitely a fan of this. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this off and show you the rest of the shades. Side note, thank you guys for letting me know that the Equate makeup wipes are not cruelty-free and suggesting the e.l.f. makeup wipes. I really have been enjoying them. So the next shade is called Peekaboo. I've actually been wearing this in my last few videos that I posted. I really like this. It was one that I was automatically drawn to. It's a slightly more pinky nude than Hopeless Romantic, although after putting Hopeless Romantic on this morning, I'm not really sure. I might like it a little bit better. It's hard to choose. I have been wearing this one quite a bit. I think it's just a nice everyday nude. And again, if you're like me and have very pigmented lips and have a hard time finding a nude that's gonna look true to the tube color on, this is a really good match. The next shade I have is called Safe Word. This is a very bright sort of cool tone pink. I actually kind of like it. Sometimes I really like the look of a bright pink lipstick. It's not something I would reach for every day, but I don't know, I feel like this is kind of wearable, and yeah, I do like it. Also, I should mention, these do have a bit of a scent. I didn't notice it until before filming this video, and I have been wearing these for days, but I always get that question because some people are so sensitive to smell, so I stuck my nose right in the doe foot. If you really sniff these, they do kind of smell, I think, like a pina colada. Yeah, pina colada, that's definitely what this smells like, and I kind of like it. I don't notice it unless I really sniff them, but if you're more sensitive to scent, you might want to know that, but it's not something that lingers around just on my lips. I don't smell them at all, so anyway, that is Safe Word. Oh, my lips are gonna hate me after this video. The next shade I have is called Love You, Mean It, which I think that is such a cute name. This is more of a bright coral shade. This was the first one I reached for when I opened the box. I showed you guys this one on Snapchat. It's really pretty. It's definitely more of a summer color, like a bright, you know, fun summer shade. I really enjoy it. Like I said, it was one of the first ones I was drawn to, and definitely a color that I would wear more than once. I really enjoy it. The good thing about doing these lip swatch videos is that your lips get really swollen. So if you want to save yourself some money on lip injections, just try on like 14 different lipsticks. The next one I have is called Love You Long Time, and this is more of a slightly purpley toned fuchsia shade. I'm not sure how flattering this one is on me. Exactly, it's a little out of my comfort zone, but definitely I think would be really pretty on medium to deeper skin tones. But it definitely is unique. I like that sort of purpley hue that is mixed with the fuchsia. So this is a Love You Long Time. The next one I have is called But First Lipstick. Again, who picked these names? You did well. This is more of a true fuchsia color, very just bright pink. I like it. It's not, again, something I would wear daily, but definitely a fun pop of color, especially for the summer. This shade is called Hot Mess, which my friends and family have lovingly nicknamed me, so it speaks to me. This is a beautiful berry tone. I really like this. Something that I would definitely wear a lot in the fall and winter months. This makes me crave like a chai latte and a big blanket scarf. And trust me, I'm not finished with summer, so that's saying something, but this is so pretty. I really like this one. This next one is called Rated R, and I will say for whatever reason, this one applies a little more patchy than the other ones. I did have to go in with a second coat and try and even everything out, and I do feel like it's a little sparse in places. Not sure what the reason is for that. It is a very pretty, nice, bright coral shade, but the consistency of this one is a little bit different from the other ones that I've tried. And my lips are officially on fire. Next shade is called I'm Bossy, and this is definitely one of my favorites in the line. I love a good bold red lip. I have said that so many times, but this is beautiful, and I don't have a red that has this sort of a glossy finish, so very unique. I love this. This is one that I will reach for a lot. Definitely like top 3 in this collection for me. This is the shade Bite Me, and I have to be honest, this is not a color that I'm 100% comfortable in. It's a lot out of my comfort range. It's a very dark, vampy brown shade, and I think it would be stunning on a lot of other people, especially if you're in the medium to dark skin tone range. For me, it might just be a little bit too vampy, but the consistency is nice. It is just like all the other ones, and I think there are definitely some people that could pull this off. For me, it's just a little too, I'm not sure, but this is Bite Me. So much lipstick on this cup now. So this is the shade Strangelove. Again, a little bit out of my comfort zone. Actually, I think I preferred Bite Me on my lips personally. This is more of a taupey brown shade, which my friend Jen looks beautiful in these sort of shades. So I know there are definitely people out there that can pull this off, but it's more of a cooler tone brown. And did I say it's called Strangelove? This next shade is called Can't Touch This. Don't hurt him, Hammer. This I actually really like. Again, a very fall-like shade. I always do really like these shades. I'm not sure how flattering they are on me personally. I would still wear this, not every day, but maybe, you know, to a date night or something in the fall or winter with the right outfit. I think it would be very pretty, and I do like these, again, on a lot of other skin tones, especially the medium to darker skin tone range. I think these are very, very beautiful. So this is the shade By Felicia, which cracks me up. Very true purple color. Obviously not something I would wear every day. Oh, it's all over my teeth. That is something I should tell you. You probably want to do the finger trick, you know, put your finger in your mouth or whatever to try and get any of this stuff off of the inside of your mouth, because it is sticky. It will stick to your teeth if you don't clean that up. This is really fun. I like it. I'm not gonna wear it every day, obviously, but I do really like it. For some reason, this one smells a lot stronger than the other ones. Yeah, like as soon as I open this up, I could smell that pina colada scent, so just something to keep in mind. So last but not least, this is the shade Twilight Zone. Again, a little out of my comfort zone, not something I'm gonna wear daily, but it's fun. I love seeing these colors in store. I always am drawn to them. I wanna play with them, but I'm like, is that really, I don't know, should I buy this? How wearable is this? Probably not something you're gonna wear a lot, but it is fun. Sometimes these purples are a little bit hard to get even on the lips, but this applies really nicely, and I like that it has the glossy finish. So kind of reminds me of the unicorn. Oh, which reminds me, the Unicorn Tears Too Faced lipstick is going to be launching in this formulation. It has not launched yet, I haven't seen it, but it is coming, so stay tuned for that. All right, so I went back to the color I started this video with, which is Hopeless Romantic. I did kind of round up my top picks, so definitely Hopeless Romantic, which is on my lips right now. Also really like Peekaboo, which was the other kind of nudie shade, the second one that I tried on. I really like Love You Mean It, which is that coral shade. Really liked Hot Mess, which was the kind of berry tone. I think this is gonna be one I reach for a lot in the fall months. The red, which is called I'm Bossy. If you love red lipstick, I really think this was one to pick up because it's just got such a unique finish. Really like this one. And then, although I'm not gonna wear it every day, I really did like Can't Touch This. It's just a nice, really deep, vampy purple, and it's fun. I like it. It's one of those, you know, it's kind of outside my comfort zone, but enough that I would wear out to dinner, you know what I mean? And I think, again, this would look especially beautiful on medium to dark skin tones. This one's special, I like that. So those are my thoughts on these, you guys. They do really have a unique formulation. I know they're not gonna be for everyone. They do have that honey-like texture. So if you are very adverse to thick, slightly tacky, sticky lipstick, I mean, it's not like, you know, sealing my lips together. I'm not getting any of like the stringy pieces or anything like that, but there's definitely a slight stickiness and, you know, some tack to these. I feel like that's how they need to be to achieve this latex sort of finish. They are incredibly shiny, incredibly beautiful. I do also really like the topper. Like I said, you could use this to top some of your other lipsticks if you want to give it more of a shiny finish. This also does have the same honey-like texture, so just keep that in mind. I'll definitely be reaching for these. I do think they're worth checking out if you don't mind a thicker consistency on your lips. Like I said, they are going to transfer, so keep that in mind if you're going to be out doing a lot of drinking and you don't want to leave lipstick marks all over your cup, or if you're going to be, you know, making out with someone, just keep it in mind. But at any rate, I think there is a time and place to wear these, and I really do like them. So thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch. If you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and do so. Take care of each other, guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye.